Hey my friends, this is Daniel Aldie, and today I want to talk with you about how to break through the middle class trap. Because a lot of times people who are stuck in the middle class have a one-track mind. They want to pay their bills, they want to get out of debt, they want to take care of their family, and they want to have a good time. But the reality is that if you want to become super wealthy, you have to think differently. And so in this video, I want to share with you what I personally did to become a multimillionaire and what you need to do if you too want to become wealthy. So please listen up. Let me start by saying that if you want to make a lot of money, it starts by how well you use your time. Because most people have discretionary time that they just throw away, right? They don't use their time effectively and it just dwindles away. And so what I want you to know is that while most people are 9 to 5ing, you should be 5 to 9ing. And what I'm basically saying is that you can work your day job from 9 to 5, but what you're doing between 5 and 9 is critically important. And the reason why I'm saying that is because most people fail to use their time correctly. In other words, they have bad habits. Maybe they're watching pornography, maybe they're playing video games, maybe they're gambling, maybe they're gossiping, maybe they're taking too much time with friends and family, maybe they're overeating, whatever it is. They are spending their discretionary time the way poor people usually do. And so it's not a curse to be poor, but it is a blessing to be rich. And so I'm not condemning poor people. I'm not saying that all poor people have bad habits, but what I am saying is that if you want to be in a better situation, it starts with how you use your time. So the question is, how are you using the extra 2, 3, 4 hours that you might have at the end of the day? And I know you have time. You can't say, well, I don't have time, Daniel. The truth is that even if you have a break of 30 minutes or 60 minutes, you can still use your time to study. Even if you have an hour at night, you can still use that time to read a book or to phone a friend and ask a mentor for some help. You can always make time for the kind of success that you want. And that's what I mean when I'm saying that you need to be 5 to 9, because while most people are working at 9 to 5, they just want to take a break, right? They just want to get out as soon as they can and sleep and catch up so that they can be ready for the next day. But if you want to win in life, you have to attack. You have to think big. You have to understand that there's so much more out there that you can do. You cannot be consumed in trying to have a robust lifestyle or worrying about pop culture or keeping up with the stats and facts of your favorite sports team or watching random videos. What you need to do is to focus on studying the things that are actually going to make you rich, right? Maybe you need to understand what kind of investment you have to make. Perhaps you want to get into crypto, learn everything about it. Maybe you want to get into real estate, learn everything about it. Maybe you want to be in business. Find resources because they are available, but you have to be a searcher. You have to seek that information. You have to be a researcher, right? No one is going to find what they're looking for unless they know where they're going, right? You cannot expect a ship captain to go across the Mediterranean Sea or the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean without having a navigation system, right? Without knowing where they're going. And so you have to create a plan. You have to know what it is that you want. How much money do you want to be making? How many people do you want to be surrounded by? Where do you want to live? How do you want to live? What do you want to do? How many hours do you want to work in the future? If you dedicate your time to understanding these things within the next 30 days, let's give you 90 days at the most, I promise you, you're going to figure out how to master success. And that's exactly where I started, right? When I was in my parents' cold and dusty basement, I was thinking to myself, is this where I want to be when I'm 30 years old? For me, I wanted to be a multi-millionaire. I didn't want to just live in my parents' basement. I didn't want to just make minimum wage. I didn't want to just make $100,000 or $200,000 a year. I wanted to be so rich that I can afford anything, anywhere, anytime, all the time. And if that's your goal, then now is the time to take control, because you have everything you need in order to succeed. If you have the internet, that's a great place to start, right? There's so many resources, there's so many things to think about, so many things to consider, but you have to understand who you are first before you go and do research out there, right? And that's what I did. I read the Bible, I found spiritual solace, and I understood exactly what it is that God wanted me to do. And once I understood exactly what that was, I put away the old and I got into the gold. I got rid of the old friends and I got into people who were twice my age, because I was just a 22-year-old kid listening to people who were my classmates, and I realized that I had to listen to people that are much older, much more experienced. And so I went that way. I gravitated to people who had knowledge and wisdom. I asked a lot of questions, and I surrounded myself with people who were going to challenge me. Not people who are going to hold me back and keep me to a lower standard. People that are going to lift me up and show me exactly what I needed to do to get to that next level. Now, I'm going to tell you, I took more risks than most people normally do. And since I have my own independent business, I had to make some critical decisions. I had to go the distance. Sometimes I had to travel all across the country to listen to a seminar, to meet my mentor, to shake his hand, to make sure that I was on the right track. And that was more than just 5 to 9ing, right? I was working nonstop. So my friends, what I'm challenging you to do is to work around the clock, right? In the beginning, when you have the energy, it's better to do it now so that you can set yourself up for how you want to be later, right? Because it's the hours that you're not paid that will pay you the most. It's the time when no one is looking where you ought to be cooking. It's a time where you are developing yourself in the dark so you can eventually become the light. And so that's what I'm saying. You can only find your purpose by knowing Jesus Christ, right? You can only understand where it is that you want to go by knowing exactly what it is that He wants you to do in your life. Now, that is my truth, and I'm sticking to it, but you have to figure out what you have to do. Because my friends, I just shared with you exactly how to break through the middle class trap. Again, this is Daniel Aldie. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure to hit that notification button and share this video with someone else who really needs it. If you have any questions, I want you to write me an email at info@danielaldie.com. I'm always accepting new mentees, and so if you're looking to reach the next level, please write me an email as soon as you can. Guys, this is Daniel Aldie. I look forward to your success. I look forward to your prosperity. I look forward to everything that you do for the rest of humanity. I'll see you guys on the next video. Do it big and always, always live on purpose.